faculty members across campus continue to be recognized for their achievements. Find out which professor is being honored with a brand new scholarship.
Plus, the 405 freeway should be seeing less traffic than usual. Hear why your morning commute should get a lot less hectic.
And an Amber Alert has come to a close after authorities have found a baby abducted by his father.
Good afternoon and welcome to Chapman News. I'm Alex Biston.
And I'm Annie Ackerman. You're watching the only live newscast in Orange County. A mother from Northern California is eagerly awaiting the return of her 2-week baby boy who was found safe and sound in Mexico. Maritza Viella has more on how the Amber Alert may have saved the boy's life.
A statewide Amber Alert that was issued Wednesday morning for a 2-week-old baby was lifted after the father was arrested by Mexican authorities. Henry Gulo Romero, who was abducted from the Bay Area, was found unharmed on Wednesday night as Mexican officials located him and his father near the Mexican border. The California Highway Patrol says the baby was taken by his father from Sunvale in Northern California after an argument with the mother. The father, 22-year-old Masood Guler, was driving a tan 2004 GMC when he was stopped and questioned at a checkpoint in Mexico near Arizona. Mexican authorities contacted U.S. Border Patrol agents in Lukeville, Arizona, and that is when they were notified of the $1 million warrant for Guler's arrest. Early Wednesday, there were sightings of Guler's vehicle and cell phone pings in San Diego, but at some point he made it past the U.S. Border Patrol before being stopped in Mexico.
We're told that the baby is fine, but again, we're still waiting for confirmation from the Border Patrol. They still don't have custody of either one of them yet. The Mexican authorities need to do their paperwork to turn him over to U.S. authorities.
The baby is being cared for by Mexican authorities until he can be returned to his mother. For Chapman News, I'm Maritza Viella.
Authorities are still trying to figure out how Guler traveled across the country without being noticed. The California Highway Patrol is handling the investigation.
Senator Lindsey Graham's proposed abortion ban has already passed in over a dozen states. Democrats and Republicans are teeing up to bring the battle to a national front. After years of fighting at a state level, Senate Republicans introduced the controversial legislation to ban abortion after 20 weeks. Graham will co-sponsor the Pain-Capable Unborn Child Protection Act. Like the House-passed bill, the Senate bill includes exception for the cases of rape, incest, or if the mother's life is endangered.
A GMC Yukon SUV crashed into a bus stop on Wednesday in East Los Angeles. The crash occurred at the intersections of Whittier and Atlantic Boulevards. Witnesses said that the driver drove onto the sidewalk, hit a woman, and then hit and dragged a man into a bus stop. They say the driver then grabbed a child from the SUV and fled the scene on foot. Authorities believe the driver was a Hispanic man in his early 20s. He was last seen running through North Atlantic Boulevard wearing blue jeans and a white or gray shirt. 3 people were injured, and anyone with information is asked to call the California Highway Patrol. The Kelly Thomas murder trial is set to begin in just a few weeks. 3 Fullerton police officers are being charged with the killing of homeless man back in 2011. Here to talk about the upcoming trial, Mark Devore is one of the top criminal defense attorneys in Orange County. He has had his own practice since 1998, focusing on criminal trial and appeals.
Devore is also a temporary Superior Court judge in several Orange County courts and our expert in the ongoing Kelly Thomas trial. Mark, thank you so much for coming today.
Well, thank you for having me.
On Chapman News. So this case has reached national news, and Sergeant Ramos is the first police officer in the county to be committed for murder while in uniform and on duty. So do you feel that these police were following protocol?
My opinion is definitely not, and I think that anybody who sees that video, which is widely viewed on YouTube, will probably come to the same conclusion.
The jury is being selected in the next few weeks, and they'll decide what evidence is allowed to be shown. There was that viral video. How do you think the video and all the evidence is going to play out?
Well, the problem is with jury trials, you never know what happens. I can think something, Tony Rackauckus, the DA of Orange County, can think something, the defendants can think otherwise, but you really never know what's going to happen when you place evidence in front of a jury. That said, I urge people to go see the video, and I find it hard to believe that some of the defense theories will be accepted.
Yeah, and then do you think that the officers intended to kill him, and did they think they'd get away with it?
Well, I definitely think they did not intend to kill Kelley Thomas. However, the law of murder does not require an intentional killing per se. And in this case, the theory of second-degree murder is that Ramos did an act that was inherently dangerous to human life with what they call a depraved heart, and kept on going and followed through, so that while he didn't act with what they call actual malice, malice is implied by doing such a vicious act which with a likely harm or great bodily injury to the victim.
And going back to the video, I mean, there's a lot of profanity. There are a lot of horrible, horrible remarks and pictures of Kelley Thomas's face just ruined. You know, what type of penalty do you think these police officers are going to face?
Well, it doesn't matter whether you or I think he's guilty of murder, and let's face it, this is a very pro-law enforcement community. And I personally do not think, even if the evidence does technically establish a murder, I think the jury is more likely to come back with an involuntary manslaughter conviction. As to all three defendants, of course, only two defendants, Officer Cincinnati is charged with involuntary manslaughter, not murder. Officer Ramos is charged with murder, and there's a third officer, Officer Wolf, who will be tried separately in January.
And just going back to the fact that this is so pro-cop, Orange County especially, and this is such a rarity, you know, what's the community reaction, and what's your reaction?
Well, I don't see how, when I watch the video, and I've been doing criminal defense for 20 years, and I've seen some horrible things, but it can't help but bring a tear to your eye to see Kelley Thomas saying, "I'm sorry, help me, Dad, I can't breathe." And I think that is going to be what the prosecution stands on. At some point, even if one could argue this was a reasonable force to effectuate an arrest, I mean, at some point it's got to stop. And however, your question about police officers and pro-conservative community, that's going to help the defendants.
Very interesting.
Yeah, Mark Devore, thank you so much. It'll be very interesting to see how this case plays out, and hopefully we'll have you back on soon.
Well, thank you very much. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Coming up, Kelley Moody tells us what weather we can expect for this weekend.
Dropping slightly in the upcoming week, but sunny skies are still in our forecast. I'll have your full weather report coming up. Stay with us on Chapman News.
Follow your dreams. Chapman University. Take your life to new heights. Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead.
If you could dream anything, what would it be? Literacy gives us the power to make our dreams come true. It ties people together, enriches lives, provides a world of opportunity and a lifetime of memories you never forget. With reading, we take an intimate look at ourselves and each other and take part in a different kind of national pastime. Choosing to read and helping others to do the same turns the page to a brighter future. Chapman University's School of Education has achieved the support of literacy partners like actor Anthony Michael Hall and Steve Wozniak, co-founder of Apple Computers. Through partnerships, we are improving literacy in our community. Literacy puts the power to succeed in your hands. We encourage everyone to read and make your dreams a reality.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Up to 40% of businesses never recover after experiencing a major disaster. Make a plan at ready.gov/business.
A Chapman professor is honored for his year in service in the field of education. Wes Rappaport brings us the story from Seal Beach.
Birthday presents come early for a Chapman professor who has dedicated 50 years to education. Family, friends, and colleagues piled into the Old Ranch Country Club in Seal Beach to celebrate the career of Dr. Richard Resurrection with an endowed scholarship. Kevin Brame is the executive director of the organization behind the scholarship.
He's done a phenomenal job of coaching and mentoring folks within the public safety professions. So what we've done is we've established a scholarship, the Dr. Richard L. Resurrection Public Safety Scholarship, in his name, in his honor, and to help carry forward his legacy.
For Rez, as his students and friends call him, that legacy is a big one. His resume includes teaching at many levels, serving in the fire service and the Army, with a laundry list of awards and other recognition.
It is really an honor because it's coming from my students, you know. One guy walked up to me afterwards and said, "God, you're fortunate. Usually you're dead when they give these to you."
Among the speakers at Friday night's dinner, Hall of Fame football player Willie Brown.
He made me hang in there. That was the most important thing that I do appreciate him, you know, telling me stick with it, stay with it, and you'll be okay.
He educated me to the point where I could make a presence when I went into an interview. I'll never forget it.
Other former students echo Brown and Muser's statements.
It's unbelievable that he just continues giving regardless of whatever he gets back. I just appreciate that he's making me be a better person every single day.
As far as what the future holds for Rez as he turns 70 at the end of November,
I guess I'll just teach it as long as I can walk from the parking lot to my classroom.
In Seal Beach, Wes Rappaport, Chapman News.
The first two recipients of the newly endowed scholarship were given out earlier this year. A silent auction at the event with items including autographed sports memorabilia, original artwork, and vacation trips raised even more money for the scholarship. Students in Anaheim Hills has something to be excited about this week. The second grade teacher at Knoll Canyon Elementary is one of the top 5 in California. Linda Horist has taught in the Orange Unified School District for over 13 years. Horace competed with dozens of applicants from public, charter, and private schools. She is known to put an extraordinary amount of effort into her current students, but also to stay in touch with them after they leave. The state superintendent will honor the Teachers of the Year at the finalists at the Gala on February 3rd.
Hey Alex, I know we can both use a weekend. What do you have going on?
Well, I've actually been planning with my boyfriend to go to the beach, and thank God that Kelley Moody is here to tell me what I should wear.
You know what? I would bring a sweater with you if you're planning on going to the beach. But before we talk about those dropping temperatures, I want to talk about this huge storm that's brewing in the Philippines. Now, the Philippines has a population of about 98 million people. That's about a third the size of the United States. So let's see what they're working with here. Now, we've got 24-mile-per-hour movement towards the west with 195-mile-per-hour winds. Now, there has never been a tropical storm quite like this one. We get plenty of tropical storms that are over in the water, but they rarely ever hit the land. So they're going to have quite the mess to clean up when this is all through with. Taking a look at our national temperatures, we've got over here, Minnesota and the Dakotas are going to keep dropping down into the 20s. Today's highs are in the 40s and 50s across the Pacific Northwest, as well as matching in Nevada and Colorado. Moving towards the beautiful Southern California coast, we are moving upwards towards the 70s. If we move into the southwest temps now, we've got Phoenix at 73 with Flagstaff a little bit lower at 54, so we've got some varying temps there. Moving over into the San Diego area at 65, Los Angeles at 67, and then moving up cooler as we keep going. Let's take a look at our 5-day forecast now. Generally speaking, we're going to have a natural, normal little temperatures across the way in our late high 70s. The lows are staying consistent in the 50s. We've got some clouds in there as well, but looks like it's mostly going to be pretty good. I wanted to show you guys a little bit of these trends that we've got going here through history on weather. So our trends today are, they're pretty consistent with our averages as far as our highs and lows, but our record is 97 in 1956 and a low of 39 in 1948. I think this is really interesting because we've got that large, varied range of temperatures that we could potentially have. And I know there are some mornings where I just don't want to get out of bed because it is so cold. But then later in the day, I've already dressed for it and I'm ready to take all of that stuff off. So my suggestion to you, dress in layers or bring extra outfits because we want you to get the most out of your weather experience here in the beautiful Southern California coast.
Kelley, great reporting. Thank you so much. The city of Durante hosted the 17th annual Walk for Hope earlier this week. Natasha Martinez joined the walkers in their fight against cancer.
And let's start the 2013 Walk for Hope Los Angeles!
Breast Cancer Awareness Month may have just passed, but that didn't stop 8,000 walkers from participating in the City of Hope's 17th annual Walk for Hope last Sunday. The inspiring and emotionally charged event brought together women and men to take a stand for their loved ones who have been affected by cancer. The walk represents that everyone comes face to face with the disease, and some hospital employees know this firsthand.
So I had worked at City of Hope for 3 years when I found a lump in my breast, and I was like, oh boy, please don't be. I came out the other side and I'm feeling a lot better now, and I have an amazing prognosis for the future, and I'm cancer-free.
My family has had cancer just like every other family. It's a very serious, very common set of conditions that we need to do better, we need to care for in a better way.
City of Hope is the leading research and treatment center for cancer and was voted the #1 breast cancer program in California. Sunday was all about sharing spirit, and it was filled with energy by volunteers decked out in purple and pink in support of the cause.
Patients, survivors, and volunteers walk today not only for breast cancer, but for women's cancer in general. This is a huge walk for the City of Hope as it celebrates its centennial anniversary. Reporting for Chapman News, I'm Natasha Martinez.
This cause walk is the only walk to take place at the same location that research and treatment is done. Coming up, Gardy will tell us the latest news on our Chapman football team. Alex, I wonder if we're still undefeated.
Yeah, sports actually isn't our biggest forte, so Gardy, why don't you take over for us?
Thanks. Men's basketball team looks to rebound after a lackluster year. We'll tell you what lies ahead for them. Plus, the Lakers visit Houston and their old friend Dwight Howard. All that coming up next on the Best Campus Sports Show.
Coordinator at the Newport Beach office of Taylor. I see the impact that my work has on the community, and I know I can do more. When I won the Tomorrow's Leader Scholarship, I was very fortunate that my company has been very supportive of me pursuing my MBA. MBA graduates in Orange County have a lot of opportunity because Orange County is so diverse and so connected that you have limitless options. Being a great leader is being able to identify people's strengths within your team and allowing them to contribute using those strengths. The Chapman University Tomorrow's Leaders Scholarship provides me the opportunity to do more. By pursuing my MBA at Chapman, I have become part of a larger network of emerging leaders. Join me in becoming one of tomorrow's leaders. Together, we'll build a better future.
I was looking for a way to advance my career, expand my business knowledge, and give back to my community. But I never thought I'd have enough time to pursue an MBA. Working full-time and balancing my family life is hard enough. Here at Chapman University's Ardress School of Business and Economics, the program fits all of my needs. The small class sizes give me the personal attention I'm looking for. The up-to-date curriculum allows me to apply the concepts I'm learning in class today at work tomorrow. I'm learning from industry experts, and the best thing is that I'm doing all of this in the heart of Orange County, where I have access to some of the largest national and international corporations. Chapman connects me to these corporations through their strong contacts throughout the community. The best part about all this is that I'm doing it at my own pace. Chapman's Flex MBA program allows me to further my education without sacrificing my personal life or putting my career on hold. Join me in becoming one of tomorrow's leaders.
The last time overall. We have this when we come out, we play hard, we play our game, we play for ourselves, and we shut them down.
For each other, guys. For each other and with each other.
Now, the Best Campus Sports Show with your host, Gardner Royce.
Welcome back. As you just saw, Chapman recognized its women's volleyball and soccer seniors this past Saturday. Both teams were able to give their seniors a win and advance to the SCIAC tournament. But to the gridiron we go, as the Panthers football team took on Laverne as they tried to bounce back from that heartbreaking first loss of the season against Redlands. Before the game, the Panthers getting pumped up as you see the linemen firing up that team. Here's Cody Chappell off the left side. He scampers in, and for the diving pylon, touchdown Panthers. On the next play, a screen pass to Dolberry. He leaps over a defender and takes one for the team. Laverne's only score of the game, Gomez finds Chad Lucas over the middle, bringing up memories of Marshawn Lynch. Get off me, little boy, on his way to the end zone. That is beast mode. But for Laverne, that would be their only score. Here we see them on the goal line, bam, knocked out by the Panthers. That would be a fumble. There was a lot of that for the Panthers defense as they held Laverne to 7 points here. Another great defensive play for a loss. As you see the Panthers getting fired up. They didn't have too much trouble as they escaped with another win to move on to 6-1. Alec Bachner was at the game and talked with Coach.
Yeah, thanks. Coming off a tough loss at home, the Panthers traveled to Laverne to take on the Laverne Leopards, and they rolled to a 45-7 victory thanks to an offensive and defensive explosion by the Panthers. Coach Bob Owens credits this victory to an all-around team effort.
You know, our coaches did a good job of preparation during the week, and our players did a good job of execute.
We were a little bit frustrated from our loss last week, so we were fired up all week. We practiced hard, and everybody came out and made the plays we needed to make. It was a great team effort.
The Panthers are now in second place in the SCIAC Conference and will try to improve to 7-1 tomorrow when they take on Claremont Mudd Scripps at Ernie Chapman Stadium, 7 p.m. The Chapman men's basketball team has been working hard this entire offseason to forget last season's struggle and fight for a playoff spot. Last season they finished 13-12 overall, 6th in the SCIAC Conference. But over the last few weeks, the Panthers have held 19 practices where they go over everything from passing drills to perfecting the fast break to even competitive one-on-one drills at the end. But for head coach Mike Bukowski, he said these practices are crucial in determining who will carry the team throughout the season.
We need some separation from our top 10. We need to get to the top 5 and then the second 5. So that's what we're trying to iron out here, and we'll see it after the first several games.
Junior guards Colin Zavernick and Taylor Hamasaki are 2 players to watch as they are returning veterans on a still young Chapman team. Yet despite their youth, the Panthers believe that they have the potential to be a very good team.
We should win this year. I don't see any D3 team competing with us. I think we could potentially go like 2 losses on the year. That's how good we look right now.
Coming up this week, we've got some great games at home. Men's water polo plays Whittier tomorrow at 11 a.m. and then Stanford at 2 p.m. And then in the night, it's men's football hosting Claremont Mudd Scripps tomorrow night as they try to get their win streak back on at 7 o'clock p.m. For more updates and schedules, visit ChapmanAthletics.com. To the big leagues we go, where my favorite, the NBA, is back in action. Stories around the league, Derrick Rose returning from his 1-year absence, Kobe Bryant still recovering from that Achilles injury, and what will Dwight Howard bring to the Rockets? To Houston we go, where the Lakers visited their old teammate. Less than 6 months after he jumped ship from LA, Howard is back with his goofy antics. I just wonder what Kobe's thinking after this. But to the first quarter we go. Nick Swaggy P. Young finds Terrapin product Steve Blake in the corner for a 3. On the next possession, we'll see Young finding Blake again. And what does he do? Bottoms. Another 3. The Lakers poured in 11 in the first half. but it looks like Wesley Johnson was drinking out of Blake's Gatorade for the end of the first quarter. He hits one himself. Johnson had himself a 16-point outing, but here's Jeremy Lin finding Dwight Howard doing something he couldn't do for the Lakers last year, and that is getting buckets. Here, fear the beard, James Harden getting the harm and the foul. He's fired up as he poured in 35 points for the Rockets. But Pau Gasol finding Wesley Johnson for a sky-high alley-oop. That connection will look good all season long. James Harden finding a spinning Dwight Howard for the slam dunk. That brings it within single digits. And here, ice-cold blood in his veins ties it up at 91 with 4 minutes to go. But on the last possession, somehow Steve Blake off the screen, dagger! The Lakers would escape Houston with a 99-98 victory. And some final notes. Men's soccer with a surprise comeback upset against the top-ranked Claremont Mudd Scripps, 2-1 Wednesday. The Panthers will move on to the SCIAC Finals, where they face Cal Lutheran this Saturday. And as always, it's been a pleasure. Thanks again for watching the Best Campus Sports Show. I'm your host, Gardner Royce. Madison, what's up with entertainment?
I've actually got an exciting week in entertainment to tell you about, including an exclusive red carpet event here at Chapman. That's next on Chapman News.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Alex, you've probably been on a few red carpets this week, right?
I have. I was actually at the premiere of Thor. You know, they shut down Hollywood Boulevard and everything. It was actually really cool.
That sounds fun.
But Madison, you've been on a few red carpets here at Chapman. Can you tell us a little bit about AMCEL?
Yeah, actually, you know, we had American Celebration here on Chapman last weekend. Me and a bunch of newsies went to the event. Take a look.
More than 100 students take the stage tonight for the annual Chapman University Fundraising Gala. Hi, I'm Madison Wade, here tonight at the Chapman University American Celebration. Joining me tonight is Leah Freeman. Hi, Leah.
Hi, Madison. The campus looks absolutely beautiful tonight. Chapman was actually rated one of the top most beautiful universities by Newsweek last year, and tonight it especially shines. The event raises more than $2 million in scholarship money for students here at Chapman, and Diane Gerstenfeld is back behind stage with some of those performers in tonight's show. Diane?
Thanks, Leah. I'm backstage with Chloe.
The energy backstage is just so high right now, and everyone's so excited to get on stage and perform for the wonderful audience that we have tonight. The very first AMCEL I performed in, it hit me once I was on stage that I was performing for the people who are a big reason of why I'm here. And it means so much to be able to raise this money because so many students are on scholarship here.
What's your favorite number in the show?
My favorite number is Hello, Dodie.
Yes, hello.
and Chapman parent Bo Bridges accepted Chapman's Lifetime Achievement in the Arts Award on behalf of the Bridges family.
One of the happiest days of our lives was when our son Zeke got accepted to Chapman. I mean, this place is amazing. I'm really humbled by this wonderful acknowledgement.
From Chapman University, this is Madison Wade.
President Doty also announced a new health sciences campus in Irvine will be actually named after Harry and Diane Rinker for their generous donation of $15 million. Well, it was country music's big night Wednesday as the annual Country Music Awards kicked off with performances by Luke Bryan, Jason Aldean, and co-host Carrie Underwood, who performed a medley of her #1 hits. Blake Shelton and wife Miranda Lambert proved themselves yet again as a CMA's power couple when they took home awards for Best Male and Female Vocalist. And Little Big Town took home the award for Vocal Group of the Year and performed their hit Sober. And of course, with country music, we cannot forget Taylor Swift, who upped the ante with a special rendition of Red that includes stars from Vince Gill to Alison Krauss. Well, you may all know him from Tropic Thunder, but U.S. Airways knows him only as Disruptive and Loud. Actor Brandon Jackson was kicked off a U.S. Airways flight Monday, according to his publicist, after an attendant said he was being annoying and uncooperative. Jackson claims that it was the other passengers who were being loud, and the flight attendant called him the N-word. U.S. Airways made a statement saying they fully support the actions of the crew in this situation, and the attendant denied any use of the N-word or racist slurs. Well, Lady Gaga, on the other hand, could be flying straight to space for her next performance, according to a few inside sources. The pop superstar teased to her fans on Twitter that she will perform live from space in the next couple years. Gaga will announce this Sunday if the rumors are true at her next live event for her album Art Pop. Well, to Alex and Annie, did you guys both go to American Celebration? I had so much fun at the event.
All of the Newsies looked amazing. What was it like working with Panther Productions?
Oh my gosh, they're awesome. They really helped us a lot with the script, and it was really fun just going there and seeing all the people perform and whatnot too.
Well, huge success for Chapman. Again, another great American Celebration this year. Log on to our website, chapman.com.tv, to see all of our episodes, Chapman Newsies bios, and top headlines.
And make sure you also follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Chapman News, Twitter and Instagram @Chapman News, and YouTube at youtube.com/Chapman News.
Alex, we have been looking forward to anchoring together all semester, and we nailed it. I'm so excited for Discover Chapman Day tomorrow and telling all of our prospective students about our great program.
Well, Annie, I will actually be sleeping in, but have a good time. And from our whole news team here at Chapman News, have a great weekend.